everyone, Tiffany here on Bewitching.Bemused. This is our 22nd episode in the Rune series. If you're a little bit behind, the link to the full playlist is down below. Let's get started. The 22nd video! We are already almost all the way through the Elder Futhark runic alphabet. For me, having made these, this seems like it's been both like a really short series and also a really long series. Anyway, real fast before we get going, I did want to direct everybody to the new Facebook group, or Facebook page, technically. You can now join me on Facebook at Bewitching.Bemused. I'll have a little link to that down below for updates, polls, links to the latest videos if you're one of those people who's on Facebook more than you're on YouTube, channel announcements, and of course, you can always interact with both myself and the rest of the Bewitching.Bemused community in the comment sections of, any of the posts. Okay, that said, today we are covering Ingwaz. So in my personal set, it looks like this, which is why that is the thumbnail for this video. However, it is also often seen like this. So like Tiwaz, Ingwaz is a god name rune, means Ing. Now, there are no myths about Ing, at least none that have survived time, but from what we do know about him, he was an earth god, a god of fertility and of grain. He is the seed that is planted, grown, and then cut down. At that point, he goes back into the earth to be reborn later. This signifies the life cycle. So part of the point of these videos is to give you some more historical context for the runes, in addition to what is meant to be a quick summary. The videos are usually between 3 and 7 minutes, nothing too crazy. So with this particular rune, I could go into a lot of historical detail, but we really don't have the time for it. I mean, this one is pretty vast, but don't worry, you're still gonna get the gist of the meaning of the rune Ingwaz. So suffice it to say, like I said, Ing was a god of the earth, of growth, fertility, sexuality, specifically masculine. Now, this is particularly interesting to note because oftentimes both in magic, in myth, in divination, we see that sexuality, fertility, growth, new life are often linked to the feminine. That makes sense, right? Mother Earth. So what is especially fun about Ingwaz is it defies the typical gender roles and the duality stereotypes that we see come up between the masculine and the feminine, particularly at the time that the runes were created. We're used to seeing the masculine warrior, the feminine mother, the destroyer, and the creator. So Ingwaz taps into both the magical and the masculine mysteries and potential, the male energy of growth and bearing of fruit. Ing is the seed that is needed for gestation, the seed, the gestation that is needed to lead to growth, to abundance. So when Ingwaz turns up in a reading, it could be pointing to an ending that is going to lead to a beginning, a transition to the next step in a cycle, the next stage of a cycle. It could signify fertility, sacrifice in order to benefit, or transformation. Maybe you're asking about a specific transformation or change in a cycle, and it could be telling you that, hey, this is gonna be successful. In magical use, Ingwaz can be used to enhance male sexuality and equality between partners in sexual activities, no matter the gender of the partners. It can also help with grief and helping somebody come to an understanding and come to terms with the end of a cycle of life, whether their own or somebody else's. All right, I feel like that was a really quick one. There is a lot more to the history and context of Ing and Ingwaz, but there is just so much to unpack there, especially because there is no mythology that we can point to and say, this is a story of Ing. So I didn't want to bog down this video with this super long explanation. I didn't really feel it was necessary with this one in particular. But as always, if you guys have any questions about this one or any of the runes, you can leave them down in the comments below. Do me a big favor and hit that thumbs up. And of course, as always, you can reach me on Instagram, email, and now on Facebook. We're getting really close to the end of the rune series, but don't worry, we'll be back next week with the next one, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I will see you all then.